Hello, and welcome to our English Learning Podcast. Today, we are going to listen to a real-life conversation, a job interview between two people. Let's listen carefully and learn how people speak in a job interview. Ms. Parker, interviewer. Good morning, James. Thank you for coming today. Please have a seat. James, candidate. Good morning, Ms. Parker. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. Ms. Parker. Great. Let's get started. Can you please tell me a little about yourself? Sure. My name is James. I recently graduated from university with a degree in business administration. I also completed an internship last summer at a small company where I helped with customer service and sales. That's good to hear. Why do you want to work for our company? I like your company's reputation for excellent customer care and innovation. I want to use my skills to contribute to your team and grow professionally. Thank you for sharing that, James. Can you tell me more about your skills? What are your main strengths? Of course, Ms. Parker. I believe my main strengths are communication and problem solving. I enjoy talking with customers and helping them find solutions to their problems. During my internship, I learned how to listen carefully and stay patient, even when customers were upset. That's very important. How do you handle working under pressure or when there are many tasks to do at the same time? I try to stay organized by making a list of tasks and setting priorities. If I feel overwhelmed, I take a short break to clear my mind and then continue working. I also ask for help if I don't understand something or need advice. Good approach. Can you give me an example of a challenge you faced during your internship and how you solved it? Yes, one day we had a problem with an order that was delayed. The customer was upset and called the office. I listened carefully to the customer and apologized for the delay. Then I checked with the delivery team to find the exact status of the order. After that, I called the customer back and explained the situation honestly. The customer appreciated the information and decided to wait for the delivery. That's excellent customer service. It shows you can stay calm and find a solution even in difficult situations. Now, what are some areas you would like to improve or develop in your career? I want to improve my leadership skills because I hope to manage a team one day. Also, I want to learn more about digital marketing to better understand how to reach customers online. Those are great goals. Our company offers training programs in both leadership and marketing, so you would have good opportunities here. Ms. Parker. Thank you for sharing your goals, James. Now I'd like to ask about your work style. How do you like to work? Do you prefer working alone or as part of a team? I enjoy working as part of a team because I believe that when people work together, they can share ideas and solve problems faster. However, I am also comfortable working alone when I have clear tasks to complete. During my internship, I did both. Sometimes I worked on my own projects, and other times I collaborated with colleagues to finish bigger tasks. I think being flexible is important in any job. That's a very good attitude. Can you tell me about a time when you had to work with someone difficult? How did you handle the situation? Yes, I remember one situation during my internship. There was a team member who didn't agree with my ideas during a project meeting. At first, it was a little uncomfortable, but I listened carefully to their points and tried to understand their perspective. Then I explained my ideas clearly and looked for a solution that combined both of our suggestions. In the end, we found a good plan that everyone liked and the project was successful. That shows you have good communication and teamwork skills. How do you see yourself in 5 years? What are your professional goals? In 5 years, I hope to have more experience in marketing and customer relations. I want to take on more responsibility and maybe lead a small team. I'm excited to keep learning and growing, and I think your company would be a great place to do that. Thank you, James. It's great to hear that you have clear goals and motivation. Do you have any questions for me about the job or our company? Yes, I do. Could you tell me more about the training and support new employees receive here? That's a great question, James. When new employees join our company, we have a detailed training program that lasts for about 2 weeks. During this time, you will learn about our products, services, and company culture. You will also receive support from a mentor who will guide you during your first few months. That sounds very helpful. Having a mentor would make it easier to learn the job and ask questions when I'm unsure about something. Exactly. We believe that support is important for every employee's success. Besides training, we have regular team meetings and workshops to help everyone improve their skills. I like that. It's good to know the company cares about employee development. Can you tell me about the work environment? What is the team like? Our team is friendly and supportive. We encourage open communication and teamwork. People here respect each other's ideas and work together to solve problems. It's a positive place to work, and we celebrate successes as a team. That's exactly the kind of environment I want to be part of. Working with supportive colleagues makes a big difference. I'm glad to hear that. Do you have any other questions about the job or company? Not at the moment, but I appreciate your detailed answers. Great. We still have a few more questions to go, so let's continue. Miss Parker. All right, James, let's talk about challenges. Can you tell me about a difficult situation you faced at work or school and how you handled it? Sure, Miss Parker. During my internship, I had to organize a small event, but a few days before, the venue changed unexpectedly. It was stressful because I had to inform all the participants and find a new location quickly. I stayed calm, contacted everyone by phone and email, and worked with the team to find a new venue on time. In the end, the event went smoothly, and I learned how important it is to stay flexible and communicate clearly. That's a great example of problem solving and communication. How do you handle feedback or criticism? I see feedback as a chance to learn and improve. If someone gives me advice or points out mistakes, I listen carefully and try not to take it personally. I ask questions if I need more details and then work on making changes. That's a very positive attitude. Can you tell me why you think you would be a good fit for this position? I am motivated, eager to learn, and ready to work hard. I believe my skills in communication and customer service will help the team. Also, I'm excited about the chance to grow with your company and contribute to its success. Thank you, James. We still have a few more questions to ask, so let's continue. Miss Parker, let's talk more about the role itself, James. You've read the job description. Can you tell me which tasks or responsibilities you are most confident about and which ones you think you'll need more support with? Yes, absolutely. I feel most confident about tasks like communicating with customers, helping solve problems, and working with a team to complete daily goals. I really enjoy talking to people, and I always try to stay calm and polite even in difficult situations. I think I might need a bit more support when it comes to using new software tools. I'm comfortable with basic systems like email, Excel, and simple databases, but if there are any company-specific platforms, I'll definitely need some training at the beginning.
That's completely understandable. Most of our new hires need time to get used to the tools we use here. We have a system in place for that. You'll receive a step-by-step introduction and have time to practice before you start using everything on your own. What about scheduling? Are you open to working flexible hours or weekends if needed?
Yes, I'm open to a flexible schedule. I understand that sometimes the team needs extra support, especially during busy periods or special campaigns. As long as I know in advance, I can plan my time and be available when needed.
That's great to hear. We always appreciate team members who are willing to adapt. What kind of work environment helps you do your best?
I do best in a friendly, respectful environment where people communicate openly. I like to know what's expected of me, and I appreciate when feedback is clear. I also enjoy it when there's a good mix of structure and creativity, like having a routine, but also space to bring new ideas.
Sounds like you'd be a strong cultural fit for our team. We try to create exactly that kind of space. Open communication, clear goals, and room for creativity. James, I'd like to ask you a few scenario-based questions now. Imagine you're helping a customer and they suddenly become upset or angry. What would you do in that situation?
That's a good question. If a customer becomes upset, the first thing I would do is stay calm and listen carefully to what they're saying. I wouldn't interrupt them. I think it's important they feel heard. Then I would apologize sincerely for the issue and try to understand what went wrong. If I can fix the problem myself, I will do it right away. If not, I'll involve the right person or department to find a quick solution. The goal is always to leave the customer feeling respected and supported.
That's a thoughtful answer. Now, imagine you're given a task you've never done before and there are no clear instructions. How do you handle that?
In that case, I would first try to understand the task by breaking it into smaller steps. Then I'd look for any examples or guidelines from past work or ask a colleague for advice. If I'm still unsure, I wouldn't guess. I'd ask my supervisor or team lead for clarification. I think it's better to ask questions than to make mistakes because of confusion.
Exactly. We encourage people to ask early instead of waiting too long. Now, on a more personal note, what motivates you at work? What keeps you going on a busy or difficult day?
What motivates me most is seeing the results of my work. If I know I've helped a customer, finished a task well, or made a colleague's day easier, that gives me energy. Also, I like learning. Even when things are hard, I remind myself that every challenge teaches me something new. And honestly, having supportive coworkers makes a big difference too.
That's a great mindset to have. Thank you, James. Let's move on to a few final topics before we wrap up. All right, James, that brings us to the end of the interview. Thank you for your time today. I really enjoyed our conversation. Your answers were thoughtful, and I can see you've put effort into preparing.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you, and I've learned a lot just from this conversation. It was helpful to hear more about the company and the role.
That's great to hear. We're still interviewing a few more candidates this week. Once we've completed that process, we'll be in touch, usually within the next 5 business days.
That sounds good. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for your time and for answering my questions.
You're very welcome. Have a great rest of your day, James.
You too, Ms. Parker. Goodbye. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Real Life Conversations. We just listened to a full job interview between a hiring manager and a candidate. This kind of realistic conversation helps you hear how English is used in formal situations, clearly, politely, and professionally. In our next episode, we'll explore small talk at the office, how to talk to coworkers naturally and confidently. Thanks for listening, and remember, the best way to learn English is to listen, repeat, and practice. See you next time.